Kan ik wat voor je doen?
Weekendje weg?
Wat dacht je van Barcelona?
Ja.
Helemaal goed. Ga ik gelijk voor je regelen.
Chill. Thanks.
Vind ook je ideale vakantie met de hulplijnen van TUI. Bijvoorbeeld met de hulp van een reisbureau-medewerker.
Ik ga naar Barcelona.
Check.
Hoe hou je contact met je hond als je eenmaal op kamers gaat?
Hey.
Mijn naam is Brechtje Steeg. Ik ben 23 en ik studeer marketingmanagement in Tilburg. En ik heb een hele lieve hond.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the City League semi-finals. We're getting ready for the final day. We'll have 3 best of 3s right at you. I'm Tolsma. With me is my beloved one, as we're now in Amsterdam, in the office of City League, getting ready for everything, being ready for a showdown.
cityleague.gg. Let's go, everybody. As first game is just been setting up, and I'm really excited to see these both teams battling it out. Belgium versus the Netherlands as well. So
yeah, the classic matchup, we have Antwerp Lions versus the Alphen Rhinos at first. 2 teams that probably know each other because they're from the same region. Of course, not every team is used to go to LAN together, but we have some
they probably
familiar
know
faces.
each other. So
Yeah. Of course, I think they played each other before.
Yeah, they've played each other before, but I know that Duncan knows some of the players on Rhino side as well, and I think White as well. So it should be a fun matchup. And when it goes one side of the way, we will maybe get some toxicity into the chat. But that's just classic Benelux.
I just want to see it. I love a little bit of banter, and I know White. He is a very kind person, but you never know. He might go crazy. He has had a very tough morning as he had to take his own monitor with him, he said. So he took a 10-kilogram weighing monitor all the way through Antwerp, which, I think it's pretty pricey, so I would be very hesitant to do and probably a bit shaky when you be walking there.
Well, it depends on how you travel. If you put it in a suitcase, you should be fine, I guess.
I think he only had a trash bag over it.
Oh, really? No. Okay. Yeah,
I saw a picture on the Discord and I was like, this is not really how I would... like a suitcase would seem more proper. It's like the time of tourists and time of vacation, so it wouldn't be too much of a hassle. People would be, it's a cute student on travels right now. But no, he was just a sketchy man with a weird bag and getting ready for it.
With a weird garbage bag over his monitor. It was like, I didn't steal this. I'm just going to LAN. Going to the venue to play some kids and,
destroy their dreams.
Destroy their dreams and make dreams for their own.
And you know what is my dream?
What's your dream?
Seeing Train as first map. And dreams do come true, Twan. They do come true, as we will have Train first. It is the pick of the Alphen Rhinos. And after, we will have Mirage. And as possible decider, there would be an Inferno. But I'm curious to see, meanwhile, White doing his classic. He is known to, especially on LAN, just delay matches a little bit, just to go to the loo, to release the pressure, get ready for everything.
He's so nervous.
No. Like, if you lose stuff like that, like you give more room for the game to get into you.
Yeah, okay, well.
You build a
fair
vacuum
enough.
to soak every bit of information in and lead your team to victory. At least that's how I used to do it.
Maybe that's a good strategy. I never actually done it when I played.
And that's why you're a caster now.
Yeah, maybe. You're shattering my dreams here. Well, yeah, when I used to play, I had this weird like riddle I would do. I would talk to myself and say, okay, play your normal game, do whatever you want, but first, wash your hands. I always wash my hands, and that's just the riddle I did. And then I went at the back and then washed my hands, and then I started playing. That's like the normal thing I would do.
Are you as clean as in real life as well, or just for the game?
Yeah, most of the time. Like I now my work is as an electrician. We're mostly in wash your hands, because we work with a lot of weird stuff.
Water conducts electricity.
It does, but luckily I also dry my hands, so with a bit of paper towel. So it should be fine.
We don't have that in the region where I'm from. I'm from Friesland. It is known as the farmer area of the Netherlands,
and it's called Friesland, which means freezing. So yeah, it's always cold there.
Yeah, that's why I usually wear a sweater.
Yeah.
I come in a winter coat in my car, and someone always looks at me funny when I pick him up. It's like,
why,
man,
you're in the north now. You're already over the dike, so you should be fine.
Yeah, but I never am. Meanwhile, there is a slight tech issue on the side of Alphen Rhinos. I have just seen in the chat. What exactly is wrong? You never know. We never know, but the admins usually do. So that will eventually be settled. Of course, they are on offline locations playing an online tournament.
Yep.
Just to make it a little bit difficult on you guys. And I'm curious to see which way this will go. White, known to be a pretty potent AWPer. But you never know. He said he needed that monitor for his flicks.
Well, yeah, if you would go to a venue and it has 60 hertz and you've already played every single game that you have on every LAN tournament you've ever done on 144, it's going to be weird. So I don't blame him taking his own monitor and going for, this consistency.
Yeah, for the people that don't actually know what the difference is, you have a lot of screen tear, which means when you turn around, it gets very, not blurry, but sort of pixelated sometimes.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing which doesn't really improve your visibility, because sometimes then when you go really fast, the head is here, the body is there. Yeah. And you're like, why?
Like, if you really want a good example, you need to go in. You can just go to YouTube and do 60 hertz versus 144, and you can instantly see it. And now you also have the 144 against the
240.
240. Yeah, it's
yeah, but the difference isn't that much, because it isn't a double and a little bit like 60 versus 144.
It depends also on how much FPS you have, because that's what Hertz is doing. It's showing your ultimate FPS that you have. So if you're getting around 300 FPS, then only a 240 screen will work. If you get lower than that, then it wouldn't really work. It's the same thing if you would have a 144, but you're only getting 30 frames a second, then it doesn't really work.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
That would be really awkward, yeah.
And also you have to put it on in Windows, because a lot of people usually buy like a 144 hertz monitor and like, oh, the difference is huge. It's so great. Can you believe it? And then like after half a year, they find out they haven't really activated it. And then it's like, ooh, this might be painful.
Yeah, it's really painful, yeah. And it's also the thing with, if you have the older 144 hertz monitor, you don't have it with HDMI. And also the one with HDMI is a little bit more expensive, but it doesn't really matter on which side you take. But a lot of people think, oh, it's fine. I can buy the one from like 300 euros and it should be fine. And then they put HDMI in, and then they realize, oh, the HDMI can only put out 60 euros.
Yeah, HDMI 1.0 doesn't do it. 2.0 does.
Does, yeah.
But little people have that extension in their card.
You need to get already a 1060 to actually go and make sure you have that connection.
Just use this by port. Way easier, way safer.
Yeah, true.
And it's the way to go. Well, and if you change back from 144 to 60, then you actually notice it, because then you're like, what's going on? It's so weird. It's so ugly, because you're not used to that screen tear anymore. It doesn't feel smooth at all. And like every little movement even is just such a problem for you.
And this, like one of my friends, I always ask him, yo, you want to come and go and drink on a Friday night? He's like, sure. But then most of the time I had to work at night, so he had to wait for me when he was already at my home. So he went on my computer and just game, and I came home and I just got my 144 hertz, and he was like, "What are your settings in CS? Because it's way more smooth, it's way sharper." I'm like, "It's not the settings, because we use both kind of the same settings. It's just that I have a 144 hertz screen." He's like, "Is that really this difference?" Yes.
So you're
really.
pay to win?
It's pay to win.
Oh.
Everybody just buy a 144 hertz screen.
If you have enough FPS, because you need roughly 175 to have it smooth, because not every FPS is at like distributed equally.
Yep.
So sometimes you have like 10 frames in the first few seconds where it shouldn't be.
But you have also one different thing that you have in different kind of screens. If you have a GeForce card as well, you can do the G-Sync, which is better equivalent from V-Sync. Like V-Sync is a little bit. I won't use it personally, but some people would. I don't know why, because it will decrease your FPS as well. But then a lot of people told me when you get a BenQ has it, I think, then you put on G-Sync, it even gets more sharp and more smooth with the whole game you're playing if you're on high FPS.
Yeah, I don't have the budget for that. I'm silly, man.
No, you are. You just upgraded your PC. You should be fine now.
Yeah, now I have no money no more. The problem is it's way too expensive to upgrade your PC to a streaming rig, so that's a bit unfortunate.
Luckily, I had 4 years to do that, so I'm kind of if I would sell my PC, I could buy
a house.
No, well, not a house, but I could buy a really good car.
Then do it. Now, we have a little update on the problem with the Alphen Rhinos. They had some usual TeamSpeak issues, as always. Sometimes they have no sound. And oh my, there you have the vision, the live feed from the Alphen Rhinos. It's, I believe, Zentak. Oh, no, it's Sissix in the middle. Zentak is from the Antwerp Lions, just messing with you. They're happy as can be. They're just helping each other out because someone broke their PC. And actually, if you want to go to that venue, you can always just go in. I believe there is no fee to play, but sometimes they do have special events that do make it so that you have to reserve a PC. It is a very nice venue in Alphen, and it's pretty well equipped.
Yeah, it's pretty well equipped. It's also a really different setup than I've been there before with Luminous Gaming on the Hearthstone Fire Gathering.
Fireside Gathering.
Yeah, Fireside Gathering. And, well, the setup is that there are 2 players in front and 3 players in the back. It gives a little bit different dynamic, but most setups are more like 5 near each other, so you can fist bump yourself, get a little bit hyped. But I think this works as well.
Now they just roll back a little bit and give a high five. It creates a bit of dynamic, a bit of movement is good for you, because otherwise you're just sitting down, and that's not always the best way to go. And meanwhile, there is now a player loading his config, so that should mean that they'll be ready fairly soon. But eventually it will all be all right. We're just waiting for the Alphen Rhinos to ready up. We just saw them on your screen. We're happy, they're happy. And, well, if you're from around there, you should really, really visit them.
Yeah, it's the same for you. If you're also around Antwerp, you can go. I don't know where it is. I've never been there before, but
and neither do I. But look at it; it's fancy.
Oh, they're sitting in a round table. Oh, that's interesting.
That's cute.
That's really cute.
Then they can stand up and like flip the bird on someone when they do a misplay and miss the clutch. So that would be maybe a bit rude, but you never know. They do seem relaxed as well. They're just chewing some gum, looking at each other.
Maybe call up Duncan and tell him to stand up and wave at the camera.
That would be nice, but unfortunately they probably won't, as they're just chilling out. As well, the first map for the people just tuning in will be Train. It was picked by the Alphen Rhinos. After we will have Mirage from the Antwerp Lions, and then eventually, possibly as a decider, we will have Inferno. But will we get there? What do you think? Will we have a free mapper or not?
Yes.
Whoa.
I do.
Bold.
I actually do. I think this will be a pure map just for Alphen. They probably would have a good on strat towards making trading work. If they get CT side, they could really get.
Yeah, but they don't get to pick their own side. It's not a knife round. It's the same system they use for ESL Global events.
Okay.
When you pick a map, the other team can pick the side.
Well,
so
even,
I believe
if they can get it going and they really get into what's the map, they can easily close it out. I would say around, maybe even to be a little bit more generous, I would say 16-10. And then the next map will be going towards Antwerp, as I've seen them play in a Mirage. They're just really good at it. It's just where they're confident at. They will win that, and then it's Inferno to be decided. And both teams are really good at that, so that will be a really extreme map to see.
But are you scared that, for instance, White from the Antwerp Lions with his AWP can just make his mark on this map and actually bring it very close, even to a win?
Yeah, it's true. Like if he goes ham, it's fine. He can show any different kind of skill, but it's really on the other team to deny him. If you know you have that kind of player in the enemy team, you need to deny him first, or even get him on a tilt, so he doesn't get in a comfortable position to really use that AWP. If we go look in the normal Benelux, you also have Diffuse Kids, you have Trust Gaming. There are all these players that you know are gonna do certain kind of things, and if you can deny them at first, you can get the game going in your own way.
Mm-hmm. Well, we do know that a lot of Benelux players are very tilt heavy, so that could be a factor coming in. When you just shut them down for like 3 times, it's usually like,
like it's like
maybe a hit on the desk, which the owners of the cafes would probably not be too happy
they would
about.
be very mad, yeah. That's the same thing as I said when we were in the car, that when I was playing just for fun with a mixed team at Virtualand, and we needed to play against Trust Gaming. We're a mixed team. We don't care. We're just going to do different kind of stuff. And we came on cash 11-11 against Trust. Okay, Nino was sick, so it was a little bit different. Not everybody was really into the game. But like making us a mixed team, and I'm not playing competitive CS since like 3 years ago. So it's like...
He's too good. It would be too mean to others.
And then it's like... even getting on that kind of position, if you're just shutting down those players, as I told, if you're shutting down the heavy players, then you can really get towards a map and you can really get into their minds. And if they're down low, you can really grind out some rounds and really get far. Then we made a mistake and we lost 16-12, but fair enough.
Hey, you did what you could and you had fun, and that's the most important thing. As long as these teams will have fun, it will be all right, even when they lose. But will they? Maybe everyone is a winner because they already reached the semi-final. What do you think?
Well, they have reached this, so they want to win. They want to win the finals as well. So first, everybody wants to win the finals. Come on, man.
Tryhards.
Tryhards. Well, it's the competitive scene in the Benelux. You always want to go for the win. It doesn't matter how you do it. If you win it, it's fine. And we just about wait till everybody is ready, and then we should get on the match.
Yeah, I just read another problem with the Alphen Rhinos, why there is still a little bit of a delay. MRX has joined, but has unbound his W key, which is a bit annoying because I don't expect him to play with a joystick. But eventually it will all be all right, hopefully, as we now see them chilling out. Players just doing a little bit of warm-up while someone is cleaning on the background because, well, you have to keep it tidy.
Really keep it tidy. And again, if you're living near there, you can go and visit them. You can wave at the camera, and we will wave back.
We will wave back, but you won't see it when this camera is on. But you never know. Let's see. They're just messing with each other. White is messing with everyone, and everyone is just believing him because he said, "Oh, I just unbound all my keys by accident," because someone put it in the chat. Well. Luckily, the Belgians are ready. We're just waiting for the Rhinos, who's sitting on the screen right there. They seem pretty ready. They also seem pretty, would you say?
Pretty boys.
Okay, just looking at their ergonomic statue, who would you say is the best player on their team?
On Rhinos?
Mm-hmm.
Present.
Yes.
In the present, last time I casted him, he went like...
He's always going.
He was 36 kills, and his team only like the one that went the second in his team. They won the match as well, and he only had like 18 kills or something.
One. Do you know what's happening?
Are we ready?
We are going live with the first pistol round of this best of 3. It will be Antwerp Lions versus Alphen Rhinos. And it will be trained the map pick of the Rhinos. And let's get right into the action. The pistol is starting, and so are we. It's Antwerp Lions on the CT side. And they will all have USPs, but not all will have armor. It's Duncan with a smoke and a kit.
Yeah, let's see where they want to go. These looks like they will go for an A split. And then 3 people towards Ivy and 2 people towards Pop Dog. They've put a lot of people towards Connector as well, so they can go in a very fast rotate if they come here on the A-bomb site. smoke comes in.
I think they're going to
make it
be
different.
split even with the guys now being smoked off. They can go through backline if they want, and so they will maybe get a kill to J-King, but eventually they will do some damage but not get the kill. The rotate is coming in, the flank is coming, but the rotate from Antwerp Lions is already ready. 3 players on the B side, and will they stop it? It's Zentak peeking in, not getting a kill, but now dying to Persons. He will then not fall to Duncan as that player gets killed. There's Lockdot already flanked, being taken out, and only J-King alive. A 1v4 already taking the first kill. Still free to find.
Well, he will be taken out from the back, and then the Rhinos taking the first round. A very interesting strat there, and nice call out, and it worked perfectly in their favor. Getting the both kills on towards the side, getting the bomb down, and then, well, easy hold for them. And yeah, wouldn't expect a instant, well, really extreme thought-out threat for them here on train, but they did.
Yeah, interesting strat as well, just to have that smoke ready, really thought out, and really worked out luckily as well, as there was no D player at backline, so now rushing towards the A side, but J-King has the first kill. It's not really working out for Alphen Rhinos since they lose a second player, think their own teammates. It's only Persons left in a 1v5, and he surely can't win this. He has the UMP in hand, has 1 kill, which means a little bit of money. But it seems to be very hard to make it work, as he's scared of the flank, but nobody is around there.
21 HP. Oh, you actually find Zentak with a beautiful headshot. 3 people to find as well. He also has a nade and a smoke to work with. But now he gets tagged to 12 HP, and it will not surely be his round. He will taken down by Duncan. The deagle by for the Antwerp Lions fixed their fully on setup round. And, well, maybe the Rhinos should have a little bit waited pushing into the A side.
Yeah, the main problem was that they didn't really use any utility, and that meant the Antwerp Lions could just maybe throw a flash, shoot in, peek out, and they had so many people already at the A side, they could just, well, jiggle it out, try to tunnel vision the Alphen Rhinos to something different than they wanted to. And that's how you win rounds. Now it's 1-1. It is a force buy back from the Rhinos. But they're already taking some damage from the nades.
Like that is a very good position. He just needs a flash to push in, and then it should be fine. Flash comes in. No, yes it does. And he finds the third one. He goes to the second. Maybe even getting the third. Goes to the deagle. Will he find it? He needs to find it, and he does. And he gets 3 kills right off the bat. Sentex has seen the fourth. Will get a headshot on him. And there's only 1 player left alive with the deagle in hand. Needs to get the bomb as well. And, well, this looks already that the Lions have this in hand.
Zizix getting the kill there on Lockdot makes it a 1v4, but the players are already hunting. One is coming from the flank slowly, but he will shoot Zentak first, and he will die. It is 2-1 for the Antwerp Lions as they force bought back and did not lose against the force buy from the Rhinos. Now those will go on an eco. Next round they will have AKs, but not a whole lot of utility. Unless if they magically find a bomb plant this round. I don't really find it likely to have that happen.
No, Persons has a smoke, so they want to go for something. And it looks like there will be B-rush smoke in a lower ramp and then just go in it. But Duncan already in a very good position. He could shut it down fully. He goes to spray. He's not getting the full because he doesn't have any ammo. But then White through the smoke, taking 1 player down. Persons is now the one to maybe find the plan, but already all players are in his back and will be taking him down. 3-1 for the Antwerp Lions.
But here comes the buy round. They do have some utility, but of course not a complete buy. Persons even sacrifices his head armor for a smoke and a flash. And there you can just see what kind of team player he is. Double up setup instantly coming out for the Antwerp Lions, and that is quite a hefty investment. And let's see if it will actually work out. White will peek upper B, but meanwhile we see Presence not really doing what he needed to do.
No, just a little bit too far with the body up, and all White with the flick gets MRX to 11 HP. That was really scary.
It might hurt his feelings, but it does make us go very happy, as we now see a 5-4 advantage for the Antwerp Lions, both HP-wise and player-wise. As we saw the first kill coming in from Lockdot, these double up setup instantly working out pretty well. But now let's see if they don't mess it up in the end. MRX has gotten that 8 OPS. He was low, but then will catch a nade as well.
Kobe.
Zentak taking him out and making it a 5-3, and now the Rhinos are probably considering what their options are. And what I find very weird is that they had a very nice strat for the pistol round. It wasn't really a very advanced one, but just one smoke. It worked really well, and now we just see them a bit, well, let's try to get the pick somewhere and not really having that setup. But they split up like a default, but then they don't know what to do. They get picked off, and then they get picked off a bit more. That's how they just lose the round every time again. And now they will go for the B push. There's 2 players here, and White will be ready with the AWP. Duncan, meanwhile, though, has the kill through the smoke. White with follow-up, and so many dice left. And we will only get 1. 4-1 scoreline for the Antwerp Lions, and it's an easy round for them, where they will make some bank.
They put up the smoke and going with 3 people there. They can even split it up, but they also still had flashes to work with, and I didn't see any flashes coming in towards the B bomb side to really get into, really getting forward position. Then taken down when Duncan just sprays through the smoke, and then White holds to the other angle. It doesn't even commit to a trade, and yeah, that's maybe just the usual full-on utility that's not working, as we see 4 people from the Rhinos going in. If Jacob is taking forward position, he can take a lot of down, but he will instantly be traded. And well, 4 versus 4 now, but Bot doesn't hit the flick, and Septek has been taken down.
Now we also see MRX coming out from A main, while meanwhile Lockdot is still checking the backline. As MRX, though, with a kill onto White Jesus. Duncan will die. It's only Lockdot in a 1v4. Has now been spotted, but has done some damage onto Persant. As it seems to be that Alphen Rhinos has B-side control, will plant and will win this eco round, where he only had a few pistol upgrades. Antwerp Lions just brushed out and going for 1v, I don't know how many engagements. And well, that will cost you in the end, especially at this level. We see Sisix picking up the Galil, which was actually in the hands of Zentek for quite some rounds, which was interesting to say the least. And now it will be 4-2. Alphen Rhinos coming back, and they will have loads of money after winning an eco.
Yeah, maybe it was a bit of a hassle for J-King to really push in. He got the first kill, but then he committed to more. Then he lost by an instant deagle and went towards his head. So a little bit different understanding for him. And maybe because of that, they're getting the first kill, going towards it, getting a second kill afterwards was instant. And then locked up missing his shot to really get in towards Ivy. At that moment, I knew they're losing the round. And then also having a flank, well, then you're over. Then you cannot do anything. And well, Lockdog is going to save the AWP, and that should work out in the next round, as they're going to full buy into this. A double up setup once again. And the full buy should be committed here on the Lions side, as Rhinos also have fully on bought up with a little one player, but that should be fine.
I don't understand why Duncan suddenly has the Deagle for some reason, while it's MRX now on the AWP. Something a little bit different. I do believe that Persant is quite a potent one, but he probably said, nah, I just want to go with the AK, while MRX just finds a nade flying by and exploding in his face, minus 48 HP. Now he shouldn't shoot his teammate, because that would be awkward.
That would be very awkward. They're just waiting until the Lions maybe will go for another push again, but at this moment, the Lions know they made a mistake in the previous round, so they will wait. They will see where the Rhinos want to go. Maybe go for a late information peak so they can catch them off guard, as there's 1 minute on the clock to work with. Well, Lockdog with a shot instantly on MRX, and well, that's already an advantage going towards the Antwerp Lions.
Yes, as we now see a B setup coming in from the Alphen Rhinos, slowly creeping their way down, and some shots are being exchanged to nowhere. As there is no player actively inside or around the pop dog, they're just playing a bit more passive, as that was the problem against the eco for the Antwerp Lions. And now let's see if they can hold off Duncan with a good flash, delaying the plans of the Rhinos a little bit longer, and he will reposition to try to mess them up. And here comes the push, here comes the spray, here comes one kill, but he gets traded out straight away. White, though, moving in, gets the bomb drop and makes it a 4-2. Next to him, though, is pushes Persant with 1, Persant not with 2, and it's only Zizix left. A 1v3 with 3 players coming from the back line of the B side, and now he will try to fight his way to victory, but he won't do it. It's 5-2, and there is the reset as well, but I do believe that the Alphen Rhinos can buy very comfortably.
They can, but I don't know. They got in towards the side, they get the trade, and then both players hang around the ramp for a while. They not get it instantly towards the side. They just wait, and then the guy pushes to the smoke. Okay, it's fine. Person pushes to the smoke, gets the kill. But you know players will come from connector. Why would you even consider doing that? Why not just phase them together?
Usually they should have been already close to the train. Because you camp out there, and then you have a sort of crossfire where you hold your mates back, or you at least play on each other's aggression. So that was a bit weird, but well, they can do whatever they want. But now there is no op actually side of the Alphen Rhinos, while White misses a shot onto Zizix. He's just shoulder peeking him out, does the same again. And that does give a little bit of info and a little bit of pressure, as White just keeps repositioning. Now has a nice angle, which I believe Zizix won't expect. And now again he shoulder peeks, and again is White not really being too happy about that one, I believe. And he might actually get a little bit triggered.
Yeah, maybe he's falling back and he doesn't want to give any more positions. They know he's playing close, and now he will take a far on angle as well. The Rhinos coming in towards the A side. No Smoke's really committed to it, but Pessan's is the one with the first kill. Ty's also getting one on his own. He's need to go against him, but Pessan's once again really get the kill. Now White and Duncan needs to go and get this side back. Well, they will be both headshotted, executed. And, well, there we go. Rhinos with the third round, just getting in towards the A side with no smokes. Worked for them.
Yeah, and Rhinos actually not really wanting to have an AWP. It seems as they just left it on the floor, despite there being two to pick up. And, well, interesting to see how that just turned out. And now we see Lions actually on the back foot money-wise. Even a deagle only on Duncan, as the rest of the team is also a bit hesitant. No diffuse kits, not full head armor everywhere, and not a whole lot of utility.
Well, Log again, close to this. Flash could work. He needs to get a flash to get in here. Sentex gets in position.
He has no flash.
Well, he has his own flash, and that should maybe get to work if he knows how to do the pop flash from here.
But MRX is in anti-flash, so that doesn't really help out. It might result into one kill, you would say. But then you have to have the great timing, as he is now falling back. Persons is taking over that angle. Alphen is just waiting around, hoping that the Lions will make a mistake. But so far, they're also just chilling, a little bit aggressive, but not really pushing through.
Both teams really waiting, holding on a default log. And technically are in an aggressive position, but that's just getting the Rhinos off guard when they go for the push. Now he is on the anti-flash. Santex holding his back, so the moment they will get towards this position, they will right into it. Santex gets the first kill. Now they need to peek from as well. As Log does that, take it down. Now he gets the second as well. Needs to turn around and gets the third. And that's the bomb down as well. Rex gets it, gets the first one. He gets stacked up, but there's not more that he can do. He needs to peek out, get the bomb, 30 seconds on the clock, and he needs to do something to really get this round going, or maybe even go for a save. As nothing more can be done. He spots how one player close him out, but the Sandbag that with the kill. 6-3 now. The Antwerp Lions making it work on those positions.
Yeah, and now they are taking a little bit more of a lead, and they needed to have that win, because if they didn't, their economy would be broken. They would have to have an eco. And now it seems a little bit better. We do see the Swag 7 onto White, just trying to style on him. As we see a full buy still coming in from the Alphen Rhinos, but their money is just about gone, and they want to go aggressive towards the A side. So already Persons running out, going aggressive, and getting closer. Ties with the opener onto Santek, and Ed Helding is locked off with a nade in his hands, and also a dab in the pocket. It's a double refrag though, making it a 3v3 still, and they have had a lot of pressure at B.
And the bomb has also really been spotted towards Olaf, so they know the bomb is here. Already coming in, but MRX from the back will taking down JK as Duncan goes for the peak, and Thijs is there with his angle. Not only White, Jesus, Belgium, but he will be taken down. And well, the Rhinos getting back a little bit.
Yeah, it's like a ping pong game. Just give each other a round every now and then and destroy each other's economy, as now the Antwerp Lions do have to have an eco.
Would you call it a Benelux match then, if it goes back and forth?
Oh, yes.
Basically, that's what the Benelux.
But then I would expect a lot of forces as well, and so far we have not really seen them because their economy has been pretty decent. Now it's going to be Alphen Rhinos hoping to not make the mistake the enemies did, as they now catch a nade. Santek with a beautiful one, but ties with the opener. It was Jakin going a bit too aggressive at Ivy, losing his life in the process.
Yeah, already losing the advantage. Now the Alphen Rhinos, no, they shouldn't push in towards the side when they have a pistol buy on the line side. So yeah, let's see where the Rhinos want to go. As they're playing very passively, White wants to get an aggressive kill, so he goes forward. Now, this could be perfectly. No, Thijs is there, holding the angle with the AWP perfectly. As Prasan's getting in, getting a second. And well, 2 versus 5. Now it's going to be very hard for Lockdown to really play against it. It's only Duncan who's in the smoke, who just crossed a player.
So romantic.
Didn't know.
It's so romantic, like they're so close to each other, but they never knew they were there. It's like us holding hands. Nobody will ever see. It's a forbidden hidden love. As Duncan has moved up, has that armor to save, so I wouldn't even go for it. And one thing that really, well, sort of annoys me is that these players don't really save too much. I had an AWP and an AK versus 5 people. I wouldn't go for it. Maybe hold a more passive angle than they did before. But now we will see the first save coming in from the Lions. And it will be a P250 with armor. Can you believe it, Sven?
No. No, it's unbelievable that he can save this. Well, maybe he wants to go for an extra frag. Well, as he goes, he maybe can get a kill, he does, but then the bomb will explode and he's not able to pick up that. So he will try to go back, maybe. No, he's not.
No, he knew that there would be too many players just holding it off, while Sentek had a 154 damage nade, which is quite impressive.
Yeah.
As we now see a little pass coming out from MRX, so that might be a tactical from the Alphen Rhinos, who know that, well, sometimes it's a bit iffy, but it can always be fixed if you just keep on believing.
If you keep on believing, yeah. He doesn't buy up, so maybe there's something going on with his PC. I don't know. Or they're just talking about what they should do in the next round. They have enough money to buy, so they should be good. Yeah, it's a tech issue, so there's something going on with MRX's PC.
Yeah, MRX and his TeamSpeak has been a little bit of a problem so far. That's why the match was slightly delayed as well. We do apologize for that, as we do see the rare inspect animation, which is a 1 on 10, so I wouldn't really call it rare.
Yeah.
But it's different, and that's what we like, don't we?
Like, it's just, I want to see also the MP5 in competitive, see what happens.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah.
I don't want it yet. I just want it to be a little bit more, well, logical in the gameplay, because you said the taps are clean, you can run and tap still, so yeah.
Yeah, but that like, they did the same thing with the revolver and it was fun to cast.
Oh, the revolver in ESEA, I just, like, back then I played a little bit better and a bit more, and I just ran into ESEA. Nobody bought an M4, but the R8 was better.
Yeah, the thing was, nobody remembers that, but there was also a bug with crouch jump.
That was great.
Yeah, because you could crouch jump yourself. You could self-boost yourself into Window Mirage. You could self-boost yourself into towards Vents on Cache. And we used that in a competitive match in ASEA main. And we just wrecked 3 teams with that, because nobody expected it. And ASEA couldn't do anything. So it was like, yeah, it's Valve, man. It's Valve.
Reported and deported. No, I actually used it in pugs as well, and it was beautiful, because I think it was also good, because a lot of people then actually acknowledged that you had to consider those boosts, especially with like Dust 2 with the CT boost over the smoke. Rarely anyone used it in pugs, because, well, then you have to boost someone and you don't get your RWS. But then someone could do it themselves. You're like, oh wait, I actually have to understand that that angle is something real. And eventually it got patched relatively quick, but I think it
like
was 1.5, a few days.
Yeah.
But that actually brought a lot of those boosts into the attention of people, which was nice. As we now see the match resuming, it's 6-5 for the Antwerp Lions. But unfortunately for them, they're on pistol armor, as it's not really working out too well for them. They're going for a B stack, and they might actually get 2 kills if they are at the right time. But meanwhile, Prasan's just clearing it out, getting some info and calling to his mates, hey buddies, you gotta move. But Sissix has a lot of people close to him, gets 1 kill, gets killed in return. And that means 1 AK for the Lions. They're probably very pleased with that, as Sentek is going to the canteen to have a sip of coffee.
Yeah, well, Sentek, I think he just wants to save the AK, maybe see if anybody would be hunting from the back. But now the Rhinos are just holding the A side as players going through connector and second tunnel. So let's see where it's coming in. Maybe Lockdown can get a kill here if he finds it perfectly, but it doesn't look likely.
Now we do still 2 players here in the connector area. It is Evasive having seemingly the wrong timing, but magically does get the kill as his barrel was spotted out. Evasive with yet another one. There's only Sentek in a 1v3 hoping for that exit, and there's Nice, and there is the AWP he was looking for. The bomb goes boom. It's all squared up once again at 6-6, but Sentek has an op for his boys, and now they will rejoice and buy. Let's see who will get this next round and will take the lead once again, as Alphen Rhinos has quite some money in the bank.
Yeah, let's see how this is going. Lions pick up an AWP. To go for the double AWP.
Rich boys.
There's also a scout on the ground, so I think there's a mid-buy, but Ty's already expecting that angle and taking the first kill instantly. We've seen him do that time and time again, so let's see if the Lions could refrag this.
Yeah, I'm like a little bit confused because he was a bit late on the angle as well. Why didn't they flash him in? It's such an easy angle to flash out if you want to. He can just move in, throw the flash just past the orange train, and your opper wouldn't have any problems with it. And you probably have the timing as well if you just communicate it properly, as there was a teammate, I believe. Because seemingly it was a blue trail instead of a orange one. But it's still the advantage now for the Rhinos, who are now moving up, I believe, for a B take. They still have an anchor at the A side just to hold off the flank, maybe to fake a little bit, as Duncan is the sole member to hold it off. Emrex will peek him, Emrex will die to him. And now it's a 4-4 once again. Will he get the second one? Evasive will die, but ties to the refrag. Makes it a 3v3, and the bomb is being planted. Is on a bit of a awkward position, as Presence is just moving out towards the A side, gets 2 kills, and that's the lurker we're talking about. And now it seems to be another round for the Alphen Rhinos. There is a defuse kit onto Sentek, but he has no utility and has 3 players to find. Sees one who is a bit annoying, it seems. He will go on the prowl, but does have a great time on time. Doesn't get a thing, doesn't get a kill. Oh, they just the kill onto him, and oh, my heart, my soul. And White is even laughing at his teammate.
What am I looking at?
He's
No.
Oh.
What am I looking at?
He rage quit. Sissix is laughing his ass off just like White was. When your teammate is even laughing at you, you probably have something to explain, as they're just looking backwards, because eventually in like a few minutes the stream will be there and they can
They're finding the camera now.
Oh, there's the camera. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Shout out to you. And that's Sissix being very happy to be there. But, well, let's just say that was quite painful, as the admin is actually asking, did he hit his desk? And yeah, he died. He died. He's no longer with us. He will rejoin eventually, but a little bit painful.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I just say pure Benelux aggression right here?
Can I get an F in the chat for our good friend Sentak, who has been with us for many years, but is now probably contemplating his life. And he also asked to delete the VOD after, which I can understand.
No,
but
no,
please.
I will put it on my Twitter.
I want the social media team of City League just to get it onto the socials.
Will you please put it on Twitter? I will retweet it.
I put it on Reddit. I want to see it on the front page. Make it happen, boys.
Your whole career in CS is over now, Sentek. I'm sorry.
No, he's just making a name for himself. Not the name he wanted to, but it is a name.
It is a name. It is a name.
But luckily we do see the unpass coming in. Sentek has recovered, had a little bit of a mental session, just recovering, and we're actually saying, Sentek, you have to do something with anger management, because so far doesn't really seem to be the right way. And we now see a Deagle buy coming in from the Antwerp Lions, and they are being pushed in, but the Rhinos are walking straight in towards the trap. Sentek is recovering, gets 1 kill, and that makes it a 5-3 already. And now there is 1 refrag. Zemrex coming in the flank, getting 2, getting tagged, getting killed. The advantage still lives on for the Antwerp Lions.
Very weird for the Rhinos, as kills coming in both way. Oh, this is not going the perfect way, as now the Rhinos 1 player against 2, and they're only having pistols, so this could be a 7-7.
Yeah, it's the classic. You have your moment where you're just shining bright in the rifle-free rifle, and then as a proper Benelux player, you lose against pistols.
Yeah, well, it's also really demotivating if you're really losing against pistols and you know you have the advantage. But then again, you're playing against deagles and long range. The moment you rush out without any utility, any pop flashes, there's a chance that one of these deagles hit. You're playing CS:GO, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
You know, like the problem is every time, every team always goes one by one.
Yeah.
Because like in rifles it sometimes works because they play in a very predictable fashion, and then with pistols they don't, and then you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go in, I'm gonna hatchet them, but then you're against the eagle and the player's like, I don't care about this round anyway, I'm just gonna shoot whatever I can. And then that sort of overconfidence does bring them around every now and then. Sizzix now gets the kill onto Duncan, makes it a 1v1. And Centek left, he has no armor and he has picked up the AWP for a little bit, but decides that the AK is better. With just 10 seconds on the clock, Sizzix drops the bomb. And now we will see if the Rhinos will get the most rounds in this first half. We have to get to apply and still have a chance to get to that 8.
Now, Sizzix takes up a very, well, normal position if you planted for that. So now Syntax could know where he is. He also has a smoke to work with to really close out any of these angles. So he can go and sit on it. It's 10 seconds, but Sizzix has the angle, will shoot him down. And it'll be 8-6. And, well, Lions, nicely done, but in the end, they failed to secure it.
Yep. Well, let's see if this last round of the first half will go to the Antwerp Lions. They have the double up setup. They do have a lot of utility and even a Zeus onto Duncan. The man, the myth, the legend will try to shock us all. As Semtak is moving up with that also not seeing anyone wide, will do the same. Is at the lower ramp actually. So far not really spotting anyone. There is a head of Sizzix moving by, but once again he can't hit him.
Yeah, White doesn't want to take the shot. He doesn't want to give anything away. And now they're playing it passively. Also on the side of Rhinos. It looks like they want to go for a different kind of split with a Lurker, but at this moment both teams are just waiting out the clock. See if any team would give something away. For the Lions would be perfectly if they could get another. But well, it go both teams as both kills can picked up on the side of Rhinos. And Lockdown's dead with a trade, but Thijs instantly trades it back. And it's 2 versus 4 as White comes through and gets shot down by Taz. And then it's only Duncan left.
A man with a dream. A man with a passion, but a man with a depth as well. That makes it 9-6. The Alphen Rhinos recover well from losing against a force buy and some ecos, which was a bit unfortunate to say the least. But well, if it works out in the end, you should be happy. And so far, so good, as we do see them taking 6 rounds in a row at the end. That is just what you need to do.
Yeah, as I said before, like, the Antwerp Lions can play very good in this round. They have players that can really shut anything down. But just because it's Train, I think the Rhinos will take this one.
Well, it's Persons, which was a strong lurker at the end of this half. But let's see if he can push in like a madman. Like, every time we see him play on the CT side, we're Persons just played a bit passive. Give him a chance. But he just goes in, gets flashes from his mates because they do have that synergy going for him. And he just gets a double kill, and then the round is over pretty much.
Persons is one of those players. Like at this moment, I think it's just because of the first game, because most of the time he does the weird plays, and the weird plays work for him most of the time. And it doesn't matter if you give him an AWP, as you just seen, that MRX would pick up the AWP, or Thijs, and instead of him. But then he's more confident in saying, okay, guys, you use the AWP, get the first frag, and I will follow that up with an AK or...
I'll just go YOLO.
Yeah, he will just go YOLO, taking up first position and just making way for his team, to say it like that. And then even without utility, you see him working out 3 kills without even breaking a sweat.
Yeah, now we will go to the second half. You see the Alphen Rhinos now going towards the CT side. And that is always a nice one. The cameras of the teams are currently just the other way around, but that will be fixed very shortly, as we do see, again, 4 times armor for both teams. You see a little bit of utility for Jaking, as the Antwerp Lions are also moving towards the B side, which seems to be the flavor of the month for pistols.
They have the utility for it, so I think we one smoke for lower ramp, one between the bomb train and the gray train. Then they will put up a pop flash towards the ramp and 2 flashes over, and they should get easily in towards the site. This is a very basic strat towards B, so the moment they see mates coming in, they should just all rotate, because this is a very basic strat. As well, rotation doesn't really come in. They have 3 players, but 1 player already coming back as they're going into a delay and putting also smoke towards connector. But then the players already pushing in. But Prasant is fully on flash as the tap's coming in. But MRX is also on top of the train, and they don't see him here. But they have now finally spotted him. But he can take 1 player down. Will take down as well. Duncan is there to reply. It's 3 versus 4 now. Lockdot is in a very good position to hold on with his backline. But will be taken down as MRX also gets 1 of his own. And now it's only Duncan. 1 versus 4, 1 HP and MRX, and he is getting shot from both ends. He doesn't know what to do then. And will be taken down by Thijs as the Alphen Rhinos take this pistol round. It was a little bit chaotic, but it worked for them in the end.
Classic. Just the way it should be. MRX is chilling out like, oh, they can't harm me. I'm the king of the world. I'm on top of here. And eventually he did get shot down. It's like, oh, I'm just going to have to fall back a little bit. 1 HP and a dream. And he survived just like 3 other of his teammates. And that man is now 10-6 for the Alphen Rhinos. Of course, for the Lions. As we now see a mediocre buy, you would say, from the Rhinos. No one whatsoever. But a little bit of a push, which might make things interesting. As MRX with the MP9 will get the first kill. Will he get the second? No. It's a bit too greedy as a refrag from Senta comes in. The MP9 now being thrown over. And Thijs in a little bit of trouble, but he will recover.
Well, yeah, the first kill's been picked up, but then again, they're traded back in. 3 versus 4, very doable. Bomb is still towards main. They need to get maybe another opening kill with a deagle, but the Rhinos playing very passively, even on B they would. As we've seen, whoa, ABA's what are you doing? Sentence has been deleted from the map, and well, good morning. As Thijs also getting challenged on Lockdog, 3 HP on him, Jaking with an MP9 picked up. We'll take him 1 kill, but then the tap's coming in as well with the FAMAS. Has the FAMAS been buffed? We don't know. As well, he shows up that he can tap it with as well.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
He's doing a great work as we now see the Rhinos extending their lead and Eco coming out from the Antwerp Lions. We'll see merely Glocks, which usually spells a little bit of trouble.
Well, now should the problem be coming in as like they probably should lose this round as they're fully on pistols. Then it will be 12-6. Then it's the rifle round, and that rifle round is one of the most important rifle round to really get back into this match. If they enter live with that, it's almost over as well. It's been a grinding, a shooting gallery now for them. It's only Santek left alive. He's able to trade on towards Thijs, but Amrish comes here, takes him down, and then it'll be 12-6 now. And now with this buy round that's coming in from the Edward Lions, they need to grind up the rounds, get it 12-12. If they do not get fully on reset, the Rhinos could even make it already to match point or even go away with the map.
But as a Lion, you always have to keep believing and fight for your country, fight for your life. As White is now taking out the op, will move in towards A main, will hold the angle, and who will face him? I think it is someone on green train who's moving the other way. Prasan's taking 2 kills, is now low and is now dead. But it's Thijs again with a double, and the round is already over. It's another one for the Alphen Rhinos, and applause coming out from the Lions, which is understandable. Looking at the beating they are receiving so far, as it's now a 13-6 scoreline, and the guys from the Alphen Rhinos are just chilling out.
I just said, they need to play carefully. And what did they do? Like, first of all, White taking that angle, that's perfectly good. You have him, he's insane with flicks, so he can really challenge those uppers. But then, as a team that just rush out, without any smokes, to say the least, like, Thijs could pick up everybody, and Prasant, if he went on top of the middle train, gets 2 kills, doesn't really get traded.
I believe from that angle he could already kill the opera as well. So he actually took out 2 riflers and was like, oh, I'm just going to shoot at the opera now. But he eventually got traded out because everyone was running out. Yeah. But it wasn't really coherent. No, there was no real utility.
There was only 1 flash coming in, and even White was perfectly blind by that.
Yeah, but they bought so much utility, and still they messed it up like that, which was a bit interesting to say the least, as we now see Zizix. A weird angle to play with the AK. The chances of you being tapped out are just too great, as White is now being tagged up. I believe it was a wallbang from the op, and an 8 just brings some insult to injury.
Oh, White is mad. He is really mad at this moment. As Zizix is gonna go and put up a little bit aggression towards main to really get the information. If they're playing from there, the information is gone. White is going for the Reaper, but he's 6 HP. They're still holding it, playing it passively. And because of with that information, they're putting 3 people at B already.
Yes, and well, Antwerp Lions not really too sure of what they're doing so far, but it looks like they're going to do an A split.
He doesn't see it. Jaking hasn't seen Zizix yet, so that's maybe a little bit way too fast movement for him. But he just spawned out the players as they're going out right now, and he needs to play against it, but he doesn't get a kill. Thijs gets one with the Molotov down. He goes from the back line, and he gets on as well. Sees one from the back, but doesn't really get the kill as Jaking is there to pick it up. Emmerich to do it, finds the first one, and that's also the bomb down. 2 versus 3 now is the rotation making its way towards the A-bomb side, and Duncan needs to find a kill, and he does. 2 versus 2 now. Pistol on Duncan, Lockdot with an M4, doesn't really get spotted by Persans, but he goes timing.
Persans has a great timing here onto Lockdot, will get a clean kill, but will take a little bit more time just to have that more pressure. Thijs making it work on the connector area. That makes it a 14-6, an easy route it seems for the Rhinos. They're getting close to map point so far. They're just bringing the works with the individual plays, especially Thijs doing a great job with 21-12.
Yeah, this should be very demolishing for the Lions, as they're gonna buy back into this, but the moment they really need to hold on to now. Like, why finding the first picks? He really needs to go and do it. He goes for a blind shot, but doesn't really find him. But has he spotted Thijs? That's the question, as MRX also does a play towards B. Trying to fight those first frags. Thijs is in a very good position. He's getting jumped once again. He doesn't really fall for it. That's why. Persans again in Zizix this time in this position. Wyatt goes for a different position, but the 3 players know that he's there. And Thijs with a perfect repeat, taking him down. As Ori MRX with the play towards the B side take Duncan down, and now it's a 3 versus 5, and the Alphen Lions really getting towards the lead and could make this match point.
Yes. It's a bit unfortunate for the Lions, who are just falling apart one by one. As Lockdot now moving across with a flashback, but there's 2 players there and he can only get 1. That means it's only Jaking and Zentak left. Zentak will get a kill, but will lose most of his lives. And Zizix moving in already to get that kill eventually. Dodges the flash, but Evasive will take out Zentak. It's only Jaking in a 1v3 will retrieve the bomb, which was still at T-spawn, which is really the best angle for it. As we now see the guys of Rhinos just splitting it out, holding off the angles they need to, not going too aggressive.
And they're splitting out and holding a passive angle towards Ivy, one playing connector to see if anyone would, if he would go for pop duck or main, and then MRX again in this position to just give away his position fast as he spotted out J King. He gets the tag, gets the kill as well. Match point now for the Rhinos, 15-6. To make my prediction through, then the Lions need to get well, 4 more rounds, but that was generous for me to say.
I believe.
Do you believe?
Just for you. Not because I believe it will happen, but I believe just for me. For your sake of clarity in mind.
To say the least, when the game started, I said to be generous, I would give them 10 rounds. But
shouldn't be generous against Benelux teams. Now MRX getting a bit closer once again. Goes aggressive pretty much every round. And now they will try to shut it down, and so they will. Is Duncan with the first kill onto him. But Persans is already moving in just to take over that position. And we know him to be a great anchor on side. But why Jesus is now moving out, and it's a bit of chaos while Persans has a nade which takes out Duncan. And that makes it a 4-4 once again.
And Jaking has put up that smoke, but White has a very deep position in towards A as he wants to find his first frag. Thijs, he's walking around, he will be taken down by White. He can get a forward position, gets the AWP, wants to maybe go up in heaven, as he does, but it will make some noise. Then one player from Ivy, Jaking is taking him down, as Zizix is the one in towards connector. White jumping down, and which will give a free kill away. Planted, Zentak's getting pushed up, but then Zanzi gets 1 more kill, 12 HP on him, but this could even work out for the Rhinos if they really want to go for it, as Jaking and Lockdot need to do it. How far will they do it as they push in now? Lockdot is taking 1 down, 1 player left. Okay, there we go.
Just chances us a little bit as well, but I do not agree with how aggressive the Antwerp Lions were there. It was so scary. There was no reason for him to go that aggressive. Losing 2 players, making it a 2v2. Luckily, they were able to hold it off with the great offense they had. It was a little bit sketchy. Now we see still a 15-7 scoreline. The advantage for the Rhinos. And they will try to make it work. Still have a buy, still have an opener, and that's Duncan going down. And they will try to make it work better. There's a 1-for-1 trade, and that's in the advantage of the Rhinos as well. Just move through with the AWP. And Evasive will peek into it. A 3v3 is what the situation is so far. And White can just move everywhere he wants to, it seems.
White is like on the movement of a god at this moment. He peeks in, gets his back as J-King is able to take down MRX. It's a 2 versus 3 now as White gets one more kill. He can really open it up for his team and really get towards the side as they're going for the B side. But Thijs is here and he can take down one player, and he does. The bomb needs to go and get planted as they're 1 minute on the clock. Thijs and Zizix now getting on the side. White not in position, so he needs to move fast. But J-King is the only one on site. He spots out one player, doesn't connect the shot, and now gets sprayed towards the smoke. And now it's only White, who's not really in position to do this as they smoke the bomb as well. And now he needs to play against it. They're not on it yet.
No defuse kit though for the Rhinos, so they have to move, and so they will. It is the map for the Rhinos. It will be 16-7, which I will note in my little book because I always forget the score the moment I get up. And that is the map pick of the Rhinos going their way, and they should be pretty happy about that. Thijs, my MVP so far, with a 24-14 scoreline. But of course, Presence just trading behind him.
Yeah, no, Thijs looking good with an AWP instead of Presence picking up. But as I just said, it's maybe the first, maybe the map going in the way from Presence is saying, okay, you're picking up the first kill, then I will just go everywhere with the M4. He was also on CT, playing a little bit aggressive on top of the train. Same with Thijs, able to go and connect with him in any trade tracks that they needed. It worked perfectly. Like, none of them really get killed before they already got 2 kills.
Yeah, and that's just the way you have to do it. Yeah. You have to keep on believing, and so far we've believed that the guys of the Alphen Rhinos are doing a great job. And wow, they're just standing there looking at what they just did, laughing a little bit. Percent's standing there without a team jersey because he's always cold. And well, he is probably one of their star players. We will actually reset the stream just a little bit because there's a little bit of a problem with the setting, but afterwards we will be right back to you. We do apologize for that little bit of delay, but of course it is a new setting for us. Usually we did it from home, and sometimes you just have to adjust a little bit. We thank you for already tuning in. This was just the first map of the first series. We will have a free best of freeze today. We're just going to go off stream for a little bit, and we'll be right back for the second map. See you in a bit.